And now we can continue with our regularly scheduled program. I'm guessing that nut is not going to do anything. But it only took about an hour of my time. Oh. Could be so much worse. Like if I just leave right here, does that work? It does work. Okay. Oh, blacksmith skill too low. I wasn't paying attention. I'll never ever get this. For never ever? For never ever? Whatever. Someday. If only I was paying attention. Oh, I did want to check Homeboy's hammer, though. I did buy some other recipes. Okay, so this bow... she's mostly a magic attacker, so... I don't like that one that much. Insufficient materials. I don't think I've ever seen that Branaham. That Diham, I don't remember that. Alright, so we're still getting bodied on this account. That's tempting. It's not going to use any of those items. Sure. We'll give him that. Alright. Now we'll continue with the main story, maybe? Yes. Save again. Oh, hi Frames. I dropped you. Might be an upload day. Have you finished the ritual? Yes, we can proceed to the next step. Wait here while we open the breach. Excuse me, milady, but we need the heart. We need the heart to perform the ceremony. Of course, Finn, give it to him, please. Here it is, sir. I thank ye. Ursav, please inform me when the tree is ready. Yes, Your Excellency. Now please excuse us. Maybe we should have a talk while we're waiting. There's nothing to talk about. I'm surprised that none of your younglings recognized me. I guess you haven't told them about me. And wherefore should I? It's a proper punishment for a traitor to be forgotten completely. Traitor? Lucia, you can think of me however you like, but I would never betray my own people. Then why did you leave? You know why. Why do you keep asking me? There was no acceptable reason for what you have done short of madness. How many times do I need to tell you? I don't understand any of this. Can someone please tell me what's going on? So you have not told them who you are, who you truly are. I still remember the last thing you said to me before I left. It's hard for me to admit. Your shame, your disgrace? It's my fault, Lucia. But I wouldn't have left if I hadn't thought you had been more suited to... Always excuses. You know not but how to force me to bear all of this alone. Because I know you're more than capable. Because you wanted to flee your responsibility. Lucia, I'm not just made for all of this. I belong out there. Clearly, You have chosen those sinful outlanders over your own people. After all these years, and you still don't get it, do you, Lucia? They fight like sisters, so if I didn't say they were sisters before, I'm just going to say it now. I've had enough of your excuses, Scatia. I told you we have nothing to talk about, or nothing left to talk about. This can but happen again and again if we waste our time on fruitless conversation. Excuse me, Your Excellency, but what is actually going on between you two? You've been quarreling a lot, but it seems like you know each other well. Seems I must tell you the truth. Then you shall understand. I don't think we need to understand, and, not really necessary. Please, Your Excellency, tell us what's going on. Scatia was mine own elder sister. Your sister? Why didn't you tell us this, Lady Scatia? I didn't think it was necessary to tell you that I'm an unwanted family member. So this is all about intrigue in the royal family. Great. No, Sonny. Murias isn't a kingdom, it's a structured settlement. If you're talking about social structure, then I see no difference. There is a difference. Murias doesn't have a king or queen, just a high chancellor. But Lady Scatia, why did you decide to leave? You were supposed to be the one to claim the throne, weren't you? Yes, Lady Scatia, why did you choose to leave, or to live outside of Murias? I was chosen to be the spellbearer to guide the Fatebound, and Lucia's destiny was to take care of our homeland. That's why Lucia and I parted ways. Enough of your various fates and your preposterous story of being chosen to be the spellbearer. I can stand it no longer. You may not believe it, but I was called by a voice from on high. A voice heard only by you. You have always been delusional. You have no idea how sorry I am about all of this, Lucia. Let me fix this. Let me fix us. There is nothing left to fix, Scatia. You cannot fix something that is beyond repair. You have broken us badly enough. Your Excellency, my deepest apologies, but I can't help but interrupt. Why do you insist on calling us outlanders? Disgraceful. I suppose you know not what your forefathers did to bring chaos upon the land. I know there's a war raging out there, but that's definitely not what we want. We want nothing but peace and order. I've heard such words so many times. It's always a lie. You outlanders strive only to force your own ideals upon others. It's the only thing you know how to do. We didn't come here to argue. Well, I mean, kinda did. You claim to be the mentor of the Fatebound, the one whose charge is to guide them all, and yet you have told them nothing. They already know their duty and purpose, the rest is trivial. You have omitted things that would provide them enlightenment, and you have done so purposefully. They fail to grasp their own origins, and the very purpose for which the Fatebound exist. I told you, that doesn't matter anymore. They know what they're doing. They know that they're doing the right thing. No, Lady Scatia, everything that happened in the past, I want to know it all. I sense your fear now, Scatia. The truth has always terrified you. Your Excellency, please, if there's something we don't know. Oh, there are many things you know not, child. Then would you please enlighten us? Very well, I shall tell you everything, every detail, from the very beginning. Alright, you can leave out a few details. We ain't got 6 years for you to go through these things. What happened? Did you defeat the thing? Defeat the thing. Basically, today, nothing happened. I literally just went on to this quest right now. I've been doing, side stuff. I believe you are already aware that the universe is divided into several realms based on their proximity to Lear. The realm that is highest and closest to Lear is Tir Magnor, the home of the Divine Ones, the Eosis.
The higher up closest to Lear's realm is Tir Magnor, home of the Divine High Eosis. Underneath it, there is Legrand. Once during its first age more than 1,000 years ago, the land was inherited by its 3 native races. Humans, the ancient lions of the east, and the 4 great dragons of the north. The eastern land of Legrand, Targon continent, was a peaceful place, unlike the northern Albion, where the dragons and humans are always fighting each other. In the deeper territory of the universe, there is Dune Aiden, home of the vile beings the Lear detests, the Fear-Bolgs. Due to its destructive nature, the Fear-Bolgs brought destruction to their own land, leaving the Dune Aiden shattered to pieces. Soon as they realized they needed another land to occupy, Fear-Bolgs has been trying to find a way to ascend to Legrand, the closest realm. Knowing this, Lear sent down Aosis to help Legrand's inhabitants defending their own land from the accursed Fear-Bolgs. Numerous Aosis and 4 apostles, mothers of the heroes, landed in Sesai to inherit the western Legrand, Old Murius to be precise, and built garrison there. During the first years of Fear-Bolg's arrival, all the natives hardly put any fight against them, causing the incomers to occupy the land almost entirely and easily. The heroes also given a hard time fighting against the Fear-Bolgs, which invasion coming from all directions. Most of Old Murius crumbled, but the heroes still striving to defend our homeland. Fortunately, Dralvanir, one of the great dragons of the north, came to help and successfully repelled the invasion, although he was gravely wounded and dying. The help of Dralvanir did not come without hoping something in return. Dralvanir conveyed his wish for the heroes to save the last surviving dragonkin, to which the heroes agreed. Dralvanir's help brought heroes to come to realization about how to protect Legrand entirely, to strengthen the resistance against the Fear-Bolgs. Knowing that they were unconsciously leaving the other parts of Legrand unguarded, they knew they shall expand occupied areas and build quarters over them. Therefore, 3 of the heroes ventured to north, south, and east side of Legrand, while one of them stayed in Urius. The strategy proven could turn the tide of war effectively. Territories occupied by the Fear-Bolg has been decreasing significantly, even though it was still not enough to cast away the Fear-Bolgs completely. The heroes needed to help the natives whom grown thin in number day after day, and also build stronger resistance at the same time. Therefore, they decided to invite the natives to take part in fighting for the land. They share them own powers to the natives by mating. Luch, hero of the west, stayed here, mating with fellow Aosis. Luanda, heroes of the east, was mating with the great lion and gave birth to Aramans. Dagda, hero of the south, was mating with a human of muted society in Phineas, which was also a witch doctor, and gave birth to the Norns. Linus, heroes of the north, had the biggest responsibility, for he must also fulfill his promise to Dralvanir. He was mating with both human and the last dragon of the north. The offspring from human was ones who called the first men, and the offspring from the dragon was the shapeshifters called the Dringers. The heroes taught all of them own descendants to unite and stand strong for them own land. With such immense power, the heroes and Legrand's people could eventually put up a fight against the Fear-Bolgs, and the amount of Fear-Bolgs left in Legrand decreased significantly. However, the heroes were also badly wounded. Despite the wound, the 4 heroes were still trying to complete their own duty to finish the Great War. In order to protect Legrand's future, they all sacrificed their own life to send the Fear-Bolgs back to their own shattered realm. With their own last effort, the heroes pushed the Fear-Bolgs back to Dun Aiden, closed and sealed the breach to prevent the Fear-Bolg from coming back. After the heroes passed away, the children of heroes brought the armaments back to their own home, planted them in the cardinal trees to be the pillars of equilibrium.
I feel like there's a lot of plot holes in that. If they sacrifice their own life to bring back the or to drive the Furbolgs away, how did they bring the artifacts or the armaments back? And Um, I just want to say that one of the heroes, and I might have missed a detail here, but she said that there were three races on Legrand. There were humans, lions, and dragons. Um, and I'm assuming the heroes are humans. So the humans deciding to mate with lions created Arimans. I don't think that's how that works. I just don't think that's how that works. Yeah, and Manadride has the same thought there. How do you mate with a dragon as a humanoid? Yeah, I there's that too. And then the way I interpreted it is they mated with these other races so that they could have help to drive back the furbogs. Um, that would take a really long time. Like a really long time. Just okay, just imagine you have one guy, all right? He has to mate with thousands of lions to make thousands of Ariman babies. And then those babies need to grow up and they need to be fighters. And then presumably, uh, I guess maybe Ariman babies can mate with lions to create more Ariman babies. I don't know. But um, like you kind of saw how the furbogs were covering the entire, I guess, world basically. So can you just imagine how like hundreds of years will need to pass before you have enough soldiers to fight that many dudes? It's there's a few problems with that. Just throwing that out there. Also, last thing I'll say about it. Um, have you noticed that while she was delivering her voice acted dialogue, her her speech patterns and her kind of like dialect was completely different than how she talks here? just, just throwing that out there too. Thus, they would be available if Legrand ever had to face another cataclysm, as the heroes mentioned in their final testament. Thousands of years after the heroes' departure, the second age of Legrand began, and with it began everlasting bloodshed. The heroes warned that the Fairbogs defeat would never stop them from striving to return to Legrand unless they were annihilated. But it seems the descendants of the heroes became carried away by their victory and slowly began to forget the testament and even their own history. Now the heroes and their armaments have come to be considered not more than a myth. The people of Legrand also forgot their unity and how they were meant to protect Legrand. This means not only protecting the universe, but also each other. They did not realize that separating themselves served only to weaken Legrand. The descendants only grew more selfish, foolish, and greedy. 'Twas this that brought the children of Linus to part ways and build opposing factions. The first men built Fandor, and the Dringers built their own kingdom of Altea, and the two races began to vie with one another. Oh. Okay, so towards the beginning of the game, um, we met some of the Altean guys, and they had red eyes just like Finn did. And I was like, okay, Finn is totally related to these guys because they all have red eyes, clearly. Um, and then they started mentioning stuff about like a prince had gone missing and things like that. And, just kind of ties more into that theory of mine. Then we have a scene where Finn gets near some dragon bones of Dranathir, and he gets like this vision of a big red dragon eye. And now we're being told that Alteans are basically half dragons. So Finn is a half dragon. There you go. At first, the war was over. Uh, at first, the war was over the right. The war was over the right of the hero's legacy and the armament within the Mugna tree. But as time passed, and Legrand continued to suffer, the feud became about naught but power and domination. Legrand's people forgot that they are all brothers and began killing each other. And in their greed, Fandor sought to build more settlements and expand their territory. They hastily made their way toward the frontier, where people who did not wish to join any faction lived in peace, high in the mountains. The locals refused to surrender their land without a fight, and the Fandorians were unable to establish a foothold. Refusing to acknowledge that the frontier is a harsh environment that cannot be tamed and cultivated, the Fandorians kept trying to conquer it. And they slaughtered their own long-forgotten brethren in the process. They turned the frontier into a cursed burial ground, and countless lives were lost. Wow, that sounds messed up. Now I understand why Lady Lucia refused to let us enter. I guess there really is a lot we don't know about. No. Will this chaos ever end? It turns out our history is built upon one enormous error. And you, Scotia, you think that you can solve all of this? You have failed the Dathi tree and handed it over to the accursed protege, and you claim yourself the mentor of the Fatebound who shall restore Legrand? Your mentor is nothing but a self-proclaimed spellbearer. For shame. For shame. Lucia, please stop this. You have never been honest with them, Scotia. You let them follow your path without question. She's the spellbearer, the one who can extract the armaments. What is there to question? Then have you witnessed her extracting one with your own eyes? Have you beheld this spell in action? But she's the spellbearer Lazarus told us to find. But hast thou seen proof of this? We'll just read it as it is. And not once have you bothered to think that you might be deceived. How could you even trust her, child? It's written in the history books. I've read about it before. It says that Lazarus is the one who... And yet I have lived longer than any of the authors of your history books. If I cannot trust anything or anyone, then why should I trust you? Ooh, asking the right questions here. History is but words and can be easily altered, and you ignorant outlanders have been foolish enough to swallow it whole. I have witnessed history. I have experienced it myself. But you, for you, it is but words upon the page. Well then, what is the true history then? You think the North is a mess? No, child. To complete Legrand's horror, the War of the South began to heat up in Phineas. The cursed Norns, who eventually discovered the nefarious capability of their own Arth, began to shed blood in the South. For years, they had performed a blasphemous act, building undead troops in secrecy to conquer the land. They forced the humans of the South to fight an endless battle against the deathless legions. In these desperate times, some humans ventured all the way to Targon, hoping to find better minerals to build stronger weapons. The rest of them came here to New Murias. She said Murias in the thing, but like, there's too many pronunciations, aka two, that I have to worry about. So we're gonna go with Murias still, and asked for our help to end the bloody work of the cursed Norns. My father was the High Chancellor at the time, and he agreed to join the humans and lead our troops to purge this terror in Phineas. The humans led our troops fight on the front lines, and right before our troops were about to be defeated, they fled like the cowards they were. Ooh. They left our troops to perish, and my own father was brutally murdered. Murdered? Would that technically be a murder? Murias was dealt a great blow that day, and I lost my mother soon after. But that is not the end of the story. To complete the misery, not long after the loss of my family, I was compelled to lose my only sister, who was supposed to replace father. To be more exact, she left me. As she became accustomed to battle, she decided to continue the war against the accursed Norns. She kept fighting them until one day she decided to implement a morbid method for quickly annihilating the cursed Norns. A morbid method? Annihilating? What? What do you mean? I prefer not to speak of the details. It's too horrid. But Lady Scadia told us it was. So you should explain yourself then, Scatia. It would be childish of me to say I had no other choice, but I was young, foolish, and careless. You have broken the code, Scatia. The Aeosis must seek no vengeance. It was a profound mistake, yes, but I didn't do what I did for the sake of revenge. I just wanted to help, and I wanted to put an end to it all. But as it turned out, I didn't even know what I got myself into. Confess your sins, Scatia. May it ease your step later when you enter the judgment of the Rashua tree. At the time, it was chaotic in the south. I saw suffering everywhere. I saw people losing their homes and children losing their parents. Can we get some music, please? We fought with our might, but the cursed Norns kept coming. Their undead horde seemed to be indestructible. So I turned to the old way. I sought the dragons, hoping they would help us stop the cursed Norns, just as they helped our ancestors repel the furbolgs. I ventured east to find the last righteous dragonkin, who were rumored to roam the desert. That's how I got to know him, Lazarus. I asked for his help to end the war. He agreed under one condition, that I develop a strong bond with him and become his rider. You see, once he turned into a dragon, he would lose control, so he required someone he can trust to bring him under control him. Okay, just another typo. You fell for each other, did you not? Your foolish quest ended in foolish love. Foolish, maybe to you. It sure didn't feel foolish to us at the time. So we departed to Phineas together. When we got there, everything went according to plan, but the cursed Norns refused to surrender so easily. At one point, Lazarus became enraged. I lost control of him, and the situation quickly got out of hand. Lazarus was only supposed to be a deterrent, something that would force the cursed Nords to surrender, but it all went horribly wrong. If only we'd realized that we'd rushed things, that our bond wasn't strong enough yet. No, please tell me this isn't true, please. I'm so sorry, Eris. I regret it deeply. I never meant to hide it from you. It's just, I didn't have the courage to tell you the truth. Not only you, Eris, but all of you. I swear, I still condemn myself to this day. No, I can't believe this. Why? Your deed consumed them all, Scatia. The pure Norns also suffered greatly. Why? What possessed you to do that? I can't believe this. The heroes mentioned that the Dringers are granted wondrous powers to protect and keep order throughout Legrand. Inheriting the blood of the hero has allowed them to possess both the great strength of dragons and minds, like those of humans. That's why I asked for their help. They were the only ones who could end the interminable war. Yet none of them has mastered their own powers. They can only use one of their abilities at a time. They have forgotten their own origins and all that the heroes had taught them. You should have known better, Scatia. Clearly, such power can become destructive if left unchecked. Such might can bring naught but destruction. You were too naive if you thought that a strong bond could be built on such a shallow foundation. You know nothing of our foundation, Lucia. You dare not speak to me of it again. You cannot believe what you have done. I know, Arya. That's probably why Lear has chosen me, condemned me to live in the aftermath of my sin all this time. You're always lecturing us about salvation, but it turns out you're responsible for a massacre yourself. You have really set a whole new level of cruelty. Don't know what else can top that. I wanted to end the war, to end all killing in Legrand, but now, this is the good that fate has led me to you and Lazarus. I'm beginning to doubt this journey and its noble cause. No, you can distrust me, but you can't lose faith, Arya. Please, you can't just ignore Lear's plan. Please don't say anything more about it. I don't want to think about that right now. Lear works in mysterious ways. In fact, Lear's methods are probably beyond anything we could ever comprehend. Speak forth, Ahriman. What have you in your mind? I'm not going to blame Lady Scatia. What happened was hardly her fault alone. I was kind of thinking that too. Like, I don't get how this is Scatia's fault. Like the cursed Norns, they needed to die. They tried to uh they were gonna take over the world with their undead horde, and all Scotia did was end the war by killing them. That was the goal from the start with the Murias people and the humans. So why is using a dragon any different? And as far as I'm aware, I don't think they've mentioned this or not. Maybe they have, but I don't remember it. I don't think any pure Norns were killed in that. It was all against the the cursed Norns. So I don't see why this is such a big deal. Oh, Ahriman, one knows not whether you play at subtlety or are simply ignorant. In the past, I have also killed many people without knowing their true goals or purposes. Right and wrong, good and evil, these are not for us to judge. They are up to Lear to decide. Besides your own dark history, I can see that you and Scatia seem to share another thing in common. Both of you love making excuses. Oof. Oof. Oh man, they got a new website now? My goodness. They got a new website. Got to make sure to remember that one. Surely everyone has sinned to some degree, but everyone also has a chance for redemption as long as they are still breathing. And the most obvious tool Lear has ever given us to pursue our redemption is time. You are not the one to say which acts can and cannot be redeemed, Ahriman. That's true. I am definitely not in a position to speak of such matters. Neither can I say whether that Lady Scatia did was right or wrong. Instead, I was merely explaining my view about what was done at the time, for good or for ill. And I firmly believe that true redemption is to see our guilt as a compass that leads to a better self. Azam is he's a very wise person. He's very, very wise. Well said. But you are about to see what will be left of her after she enters the judgment of the Rashua tree. Scatia, this may be your chance to find the redemption you seek. The Rashua tree's judgment may be harsh, but perhaps it will grant you mercy. It is one of the reasons why I came back here. Well, the time is nigh. Don't you think the idea that the Pure Norns were killed too? You said they suffered too? Well, I thought they like suffered in a different way because the cursed Norns, they were causing so many problems that now all Norns were looked at as basically cursed Norns, whether they were pure or not. And so they just kind of got discriminated against, I suppose. That's how I took it, but I guess it's totally entirely possible for the pure Norns to have been in that attack as well. It's just, I guess, kind of weird that the pure Norns would have hung out with all those, undead and stuff like that. I don't know. Absolutely brutal. Well, he's a lion and he's got to be wise. I guess most lions are pretty wise, except Simba. Simba's not very wise. But Mufasa was definitely wise. Scar was not very wise, though. I don't know. We might be like on a 50-50 route here. Your Excellency, the preparations are complete. Thank you, Ursav. You may leave now. I will not be far if Your Excellency requires anything. Fatebound, I may dislike the fact that you are entering the tree, but you have fulfilled the requirements and may begin your trial. Shall not break my own word without cause. You may find the trial harsh, but its fairness is undeniable. for the tree will read all of you like a book. So if any of you are likely to find such revelation distressing, I suggest not entering. We await your command, Miss Arya. Arya, you can turn me away at any time, but please don't deny that you need the armament. Legrand needs you to have it. You have proven your incompetence, Scatia. What do you expect from those in your charge? They have fulfilled the requirements. You shouldn't doubt them, Lucia. Arya, look. I'm about to face the consequences of my actions, and I might not survive the judgment, but no matter what happens, you must continue the journey. You just don't know how hard it is for me to keep my faith in this journey and the fate-bound. We've come this far. It'll be in vain if we just walk away now, won't it? We need to be validated as the true fate-bound, and Lady Scatia needs to find her redemption, then so be it. Lady Scatia, you told me to be prepared for the truth about each one of us as we approach the Rashua tree. This isn't how I expected this to happen. Everything has become so complicated now, but I don't think we should keep dwelling on this. Wow, I didn't expect that out of you, Finn. You really are good at surprising people, you know that? No, I'm not doing this for you. I don't even know if this is all real, but doesn't look like we have much choice, do we? Why are you always so eager to get into the heat of the action, Finn? Finn, wait. I just don't know what we're getting ourselves into. If we fail, Legrand is doomed. What else are we going to do? Legrand can't protect itself. And the situation out there is already getting worse as we waste time here bickering. Oh, Finny. Well said indeed, but this really makes my head hurt. Really? Did he say hurts? Really makes my head hurts. Okay, he did. There are always choices, but we won't reach our destination if we just stand still. By saying things like that, you're just forcing us into a bad choice, Eris. The clock is ticking. It is time for a decision. All right, we're going in. Great. Time to jump in blind. Seems everything is decided now. Meet me at the tree whenever you are ready. Okay, let's go. All right, that was a lot. See, it's the company you keep. You hang out with undead, you're gonna become dead. There's no denying that, I suppose. Hold on. I'm gonna save real quick. Welcome to the Rashua tree, where the fairest judgment awaits. Now come, Fatebound, your judgment awaits you. This is what the tree looks like on the inside. Or so this is what the tree looks like on the inside. I really can't say I like the atmosphere in here. This place feels strange. Strange indeed, but also somehow calming. Are those faces? Darn, they're super creepy. Show some respect. Those are the faces of the mothers. What is it with you Aosis and mothers? Watch your tongue, child. They are the mothers of the heroes. The elders said that the spirits of the mothers came soon after the armaments were planted within the cardinal trees. They took the shapes of their grieved faces as if mourning for their own children. Yeah, that doesn't make it less creepy. Cease your prattle. You're not here for sightseeing. There is no turning back after this. Once you have begun the trial, then you must finish it no matter what. I want to see these faces that they're talking about, so I'm just going to let the camera zoom out here. Any day now. There we go. Oh. All right. Nope. Those are some faces. Finish the trial. I wonder what that is. Are you prepared for the trial? No, just wait a moment. Come back anytime, or perhaps never, is what she said, I believe. Guess we can't go over there. Get started. We're ready. Very well, now prepare for your judgment. I recognize Rashua and Lucia. Fog? Okay, extra creepy. Come, Outlanders. This is the opportunity you seek. It hath come to you. And it seems like you've come to trust us enough now, Your Excellency. Flatter yourself less, Outlander. Trust is a hard-earned thing. You'll believe in us in no time after we finish this trial. I shall see what's left of that self-confidence after the trial. If only you are lucky enough to survive it. Listen, hate to say it, but the Horde quest zones are way better than the Alliance. The Loa thing is fun. I only did the Alliance one, so I don't even know. What's happening? I feel dizzy. The cloud, it's weakening us. I feel weak. Hang on, hold it together. It's no use. You can't fight it. Let the judgment come to you. Take care of yourselves. May Lear help us get through this. Each to their own. Brace yourselves, Outlanders. I think Home Chick Slice just left me. What just happened? I think we fainted. Fainted? That doesn't sound good. Wait, where is everyone? Everyone is missing? Oh no, this is bad. Miss Arya, Kale, Mr. Azam, Lady Scatia. Where are you? Please answer me. Fear not. You shall find them soon enough. Whose voice is that, Finn? Not ours, that's for sure. Who are you? Show yourself right now. Greetings, chosen ones of Legrand, the prophesized fate-bound. I, the Rashua Tree, the keeper of the armament, welcome you to the path of heroes. The Rashua Tree, a talking tree, color me surprised. Finn, is this the trial? Yes, it is, young lady. I observe that you have entered me with intention, purpose, and also doubt. You can hear me, Rashua Tree. I'm glad they went with this little plot point here, because I was going to mention, like, this tree can actually hear her? What's going on here? Of course. I hear you quite well, young lady. However, I would never let anyone obtain the armament without a clear understanding of the true purpose to which fate has bound them. I don't think anyone would ever encounter problems if they understood the purpose of everything. But our purpose is to save Legrand, to end the war, right? Even you yourself sound rather unsure, young master. Moreover, it's never easy to comprehend even one's own purpose. Sometimes one cannot even know one's own wish, and what one has said may not necessarily be what one holds deep within when speaking of saving Legrand. Besides, it seems like we need to rethink our purposes after discovering the truth about Lady Scatia. I mean, we all... Unfortunately, you cannot determine anything while your head is filled with doubt. Let the trial prove all to you. So the point of this trial is to prove that we all have one clear purpose. Not only to prove, but also to converge. Converge? We're always on a journey together toward the same destination, but with different goals. The Fate-bound are supposed to be the successors to the heroes, but the current state of the world has left many things open to question. Even you, the Fate-bound, are still to be questioned. Then why are there only two of us here? Shouldn't all the Fate-bound be working together to prove that we have one clear purpose? Eris asking the right questions. You two are here because you have the purest purpose among the Fate-bound. The purest purpose? What do you mean? The hearts that bear the least stain have been sensed. The Fate-bound must put aside their own personal concerns and focus on the prophesized purpose. Thus, what the Fate-bound need is those with little self-indulgence. So you mean that even if we're on this journey together, we're not all of one heart? As I said, young master, one can never be sure of one's heart. And as I can sense thy doubt, you are currently not in a position to convince me or anyone else. Instead, your duty is to convince yourself and your company. I can't understand any of this. No, you cannot. For now, but you shall, as you continue the trial. So, what would you have us do now, then? Once you move forward, you will meet your company, who must be saved from their own selves. That is how we will determine whether it's just or not to place the burden of the armament. Just or not to place the burden of the armament and the future of Legrand upon your shoulders. But we can't move forward without the others. Yes, please. We've never been the ones leading. You must trust in your own power first. Then the people of Legrand will be able to put their trust in you. You must prove that you are capable of saving their land. Then I think it's gone. Gone? Shall we move on? We've got to find Miss Aria and the others. Yes, you're right. We'd better find the others quickly. Come on, Eris, stay close and be careful. Okay. I want to know what's going on over here. Okay. Just won't know. We're gonna double check though. Lucia is standing in the fog too, though. Eris's purpose is to go to the library and explore the world. Yeah. Eris, like, we're just here because Eris wants to go to the library. And Finn is here because he's helping her. That seam in the texture there is extremely noticeable. Looks like the encounters are, scaled back a little bit. I appreciate that greatly. Of course you got interrupted. Why do you expect anything else? Can't just get that digital print instead? Oh, man. Hello? Anything over here? You know what? Let's get the zoom out on this place. Are there enemies in a sacred tree? That's a great question. To test your metal or something, probably? Nah. Like, how did they even get in here? Oh, there's our companions right there. It was supposed to be sealed. Why does the Rashua tree allow them to be in here? It maketh no sense. I also keep a bunch of fiends in a tree just in case. See, we got 10 and 20 experience right there, which is really weird. It worked for the Dooku tree. Or the Deku tree. Not Dooku. Count Dooku is someone else. Hey, if you look at these trees right here, you can actually see that they're not actually fully going through the ground plane. The one right above me, you can actually see that it kind of like lips open and you can see the ground underneath it. And then the one way over there, You can actually see that it's actually raised above. Very, very interesting. Okay. Then look, that's Miss Arya and Mr. Kale. Oh, thank Lear, we found them. Miss Arya, Kale, are you alright? Please wake up. I wonder why Azam's quest is not pure. Like, he's just chilling with us. I can sense their life force, Finn. They're still alive. Please, please, Miss Arya, Kale, answer me. Why are there only 2 of them here? Where are the rest? Miss Arya, Kale, what happened to you? We were so worried. I'm glad we found you. Looks like we're gonna have to fight them. Miss Arya, are you okay? Miss Arya, please say something. Hey, Kale, what's wrong? Finn, I think something is wrong with them. They have already received their judgment, but unfortunately, they have failed. What? Failed? No, that can't be. How can they fail? They have failed in overcoming their ego. Kale is always full of himself, but he's a good person. I know it. He's always willing to help others without a second thought. Kale has shown many a second thoughts about saving people. like that's all he does is second thought. And I know it's like that's not how you say it, but that's how I'm saying it. He has done nothing but second thought. Saving other people. What are you talking about? And Miss Arya, she's the one who brought us along this journey. She always strives for the greater good. She's the one who leads us. And yet they knew not that their hearts are filled with another intent, to shape an entirely new Legrand based on their ideals. They wish to end conflicts, but they also intend to reform Legrand according to their own beliefs afterwards. But what if they're the ones who will usher in the golden ages of prosperity? Such is not the purpose of the Fatebound. Even the heroes were never meant to dictate how Legrand should be built. I feel like none of that should matter. You know? Like, you can't stop people from wanting to reshape the world how they feel it should be reshaped. You know, doesn't matter if you're a fate bound or not. You know, blah. Nor did they ever seek to rule its inhabitants or enforce their own ideals. Your company, their hearts are stained. But please, let me talk to them first. Let them hear us one more time. You shall be able to talk to them once you have freed them from themselves. Free them from their own shackles. Please, just tell us what we have to do to free them. I'll do anything to get them back. Saving young Master Kale and young Lady Arya from their own egos will grant them the ability to bear the armament. For stained hearts cannot be allowed to wield the armaments. Fatebound, show Legrand what you are worth. What? No, Miss Arya, please listen to me. Snap out of it, please. Finn, I don't think they're themselves right now. They have been possessed. They leave us no choice. I'm sorry, both of you. Oh yeah, this makes a ton of sense too. Like, oh, they have their own ideals that they want to shape the world with. So if we defeat their dark selves, which is not even like a darkness or anything like that, it's just their... If we defeat their inner mind, then they can bear the armament. But that doesn't mean that they're going to be changing their ideals. They're still going to want to do that. They're still going to have their egos and things like that. So what's the point? Okay. Impact and light. Flash. I don't know how much HP he has, so we're gonna do that. Not enough to kill her. Are you kidding me? At least it didn't one-shot me. Oh, right. Kale has 1 billion damage. Glad I went after her first. Go ahead and get some heals on you. Free people from their egos by beating them up. Yep, exactly. I thought I pressed the wrong button. See, you're just of the mind that they didn't deserve to be apart from this party if they couldn't get over themselves. Yeah, that kind of makes a lot of sense too. You know, like why remove the people that have the best influence on them, I suppose. That was 1,000 damage. Ooh, get paralyzed. You're still paralyzed. Vandaba. Alright. You might be dead now. This is gonna be like 4,000. Oh, well. It's close. Honestly, you know what would have been much better twist here? Is if you had the party versus the protagonist you've been playing as, and the Rashwa tree gave him back his memories just for him to remember he was trying to claim the power for himself to conquer the world. Surprise, big bad evil guy. That would be pretty cool, but it would be a little early in the game to be dropping crazy knowledge like that, so I can kind of understand why they didn't do it, but that would have been very, very interesting. I would definitely like for this amnesia thing to be over with sooner rather than later. But you know, they're not gonna do that. That's a column attack. I don't think I'm utilizing any column attacks. Actually, I might be. We'll go slow on that because I don't really care about it. Oh wow, you got 2 levels. So I guess we're gonna go 2. Sure, we'll go 2. Saria, Mr. Kale, are you okay? Ugh. Eris, what happened? Why does my body ache so much? Apparently failing the trial means you'll be possessed by something. Do you remember anything before that? We failed? Vinny, my head still hurts. Don't make it hurt even more. Explain in plain and simple language, please. I don't really understand completely myself, but the tree said both of you failed the trial because of your intentions of being a fate-bound. Dropping frames. Okay, I'm uploading today, so there you go. What's up, Smiggy? What's going down, man? I don't really understand completely myself. I already read that. The Rashwa tree warned us that all fate-bound must be pure-hearted and moved by a single clear purpose. So what does that have to do with my inking back? Tell us the whole story, Finn. According to the Rashwa tree, we were separated based on our purposes for the journey. This is definitely a conversation that needs to be a, okay, I'll tell you, fade to black, fade in. You know? That is why you and Kale appeared here, while Eris and I appeared in the same place. Wait, you two started the trial together? You were together from the beginning? But how? The Rashwa tree said that Eris and I have something in common, that our intentions becoming fate-bound are the purest. What does that mean? As the fate-bound, we have put aside our personal agendas and fulfill only our prophesized goal. means there is no room for any other goal other than saving Legrand, that's it. And you two share that purest purpose, but don't we all? But then, if both of you share something in common that led the Roshua tree to put you together, why would it lump me together with Kale? Yeah, how could we share the same motivations? That's impossible. You mean your purpose? The Roshua tree mentions something about that. Something about you both having a certain kind of Legrand you've always dreamt of. Is that true? Do both of you really share a goal other than the prophesized one? Me? No, of course not. How could I have anything in common with Kale? Yeah, I don't usually get along with aristocrats. This journey is an exception, of course. But what about your own concept of Legrand? Yes, that's what I'm most curious about. Remember how you did fail my judgment? Something. What? Where did that voice come from? Who said that? Is that the Roshua tree? Yes, it's speaking to all of us now. The future of Legrand cannot be decided by a single mind. The future of Legrand has always belonged to all of its inhabitants. It is built upon consensus rather than dictatorship, on shaping differences into the individual rather than shaping individuals by ignoring their differences. Oh yes, I think I'm starting to remember. I know you do too, Arya. Your intention to enforce your ideals was stronger than your desire to save Legrand. It's your greatest weakness, and it will prevent you from wielding the armaments. However, your company has succeeded in helping you strengthening your will. I don't think that's right either. Now hold your head high and cast away your weakness from within. How's the photography going, Smiggy? I still need to watch that other video you posted on YouTube. I meant to do that when you posted it on Twitter, and then I forgot. So what is it, Kale? Your goal? Okay, I guess it's time to spill the beans. I always believed that all bannermen should not be ruling Legrand. And why do you believe in that ideal? Well, the economic gap between the commoners and bannermen are just too wide. I grew up poor, and I know well enough how bannermen oppress the poor. For some reason, oppress just looks weird to me. Forcing their ideals on us, telling us how to live our lives. I've always dreamt of a Legrand without any flags or banners, where everyone, including the unfortunate, can have equal opportunities. The true purpose of the Fatebound is to return Legrand to all of its inhabitants, not to a single banner or group. Well, that's my opinion on how Legrand should be and how the people of Legrand should live. It's not your lot to determine which way is better than the other, or this will only change you into one of the bannermen you hate so much. There's no way I'm going to become one of them. So Miss Arya, what about you? What did you have in mind? I've always thought that this turmoil began because there are too many people ruling Legrand. And I believe that Legrand would be a better place if it stood united under a single banner. I think one should be enough. Ah, there's an aristocrat for you. No one has the right to dictate what others should perceive or value. Order cannot be created by dictatorship. Being the Fatebound does not give you the right to shape Legrand and its inhabitants based solely on your own beliefs. I think this is where the disconnect is coming for me, is that I don't understand how being the Fatebound basically gives them the power to shape the world however they see fit. It's just how they want to see the world. If they have the power to shape the world that way, they would do it whether they were Fatebound or not. And so, I ain't rolling. You super dislike that logic. If you try to change things by becoming someone of influence, you will also be a bad person of influence. Yeah, I don't like that either. Yeah, beat us up and told us everything. Now my will is strengthened. Totally. Exactly. I don't start this journey to end up causing another conflict among humans, much less among the Fatebound. So I'm grateful that this tree has brought me to this realization. That was pretty harsh, but I guess the tree is talking sense. Yes, we all owe the Rashwa tree our thanks. But where are Lady Scotsy and Azam? I'm not sure. The tree has separated us because we had different purposes for our different purposes for our journey. And what about Lady Scotia and Azam? Remember Lady Lucia saying that they had something in common? Maybe that has something to do with it. Keep moving, Fatebound. Your comrades await you elsewhere within the tree. Reveal yourselves and let fate strengthen the bonds that bind you. We'd better find them quick. Yes, come on. Let's go get them back. Hey, I need like 5 of those. Yeah, it's like the Fatebound is some magical thing, but the characters act like it's just a title. I haven't seen anything that leads me to believe that the Fatebound is anything but like, sure, they've talked about some mumbo jumbo or whatever, but you know, you're just going through trials that basically anybody could go on. We're getting no experience here. Maybe because they're going to become stronger with that armament, so they would have the power to shape the world. Actually, that is a point that I totally forgot about. Is the armaments do grant crazy amounts of power, and so that would give them capabilities greater than just random people. So that's a good observation there, Manadryad. I wasn't thinking about that. I want to see the zoom out on this place. And yeah, I did forget that they are going here for the armaments. I mean, that is the quest here. Well, there's Azam. And maybe Scotia? Maybe? Can't tell if that's her or her spear. They're going to become Power Rangers? They may very well be the greatest Power Rangers of them all. There they are. It's Azam and Lady Scotia. Hurry. I wonder what their... Maybe the things that are holding them back is like a regret or something. What happened to them? This is what I was talking about when you failed the tree's test. It must have taken a lot to knock them out like this. I'm sure they put up quite a fight. Oh no, what are we going to do now? If this is similar to what happened to Miss Arya and Mr. Kale, then we just have to wait for them to wake up, hopefully. You better check on them, Eris. See if they're wounded. Oh right, yes, I should. Wait, hold on, Eris. No, please don't do that. Why not? What's gotten into you? What's wrong with you, Kale? We've got to help them. Finn, remember when we had to fight each other before? Yes, so? I'm afraid we're going to have to do the same thing here. We have to defeat them in order for them to regain consciousness. If we heal them now, I doubt we'd stand a chance. You know what I'm talking about, right, Finn? Well, if you're right, we'd better be ready for a really tough battle. Heck yeah, we'd better be ready. Oh no, here they come. Zom, Lady Scotia, please listen to me. We don't have to do this. I tried to talk to you before, Miss Arya, but it's no use. Oh, Lear. So we really have to fight each other. I'm afraid so, Miss Arya. Weapons ready. Before you stand 2 of your comrades who have also failed the judgment. Haunted by their wretched pasts, Their guilt makes them seek redemption from their deeds. Is that a bad thing? I noticed that they entered with the intention of seeking forgiveness and mercy to regain their honor. I don't see anything wrong with that. Forgiveness is exactly what someone should look for after they've done something wrong. Regaining one's honor never has the same meaning as defending one's land, for the purest purpose is only about oneself. Their desire to be accepted again by their own kin and return home is unfortunately stronger than their will to save Legrand. I still don't see the problem with that. Like, they've done some things that they feel are super horrible, and that weighs them down, you know? Like, they want the forgiveness so that they can feel happy again. And sure, that may be stronger than them wanting to save the world, but that doesn't mean that they're any less capable of saving the world because they lack that, because they hinge so much on that forgiveness, in my opinion. The armaments must never be wielded by those who have failed to move on from their own pasts. Now it is your duty to grant them forgiveness and trust once again. I mean, you could also just flip that around and say, because of their willingness to keep their past in the forefront of their mind, they are forever stronger because they utilize that as a strength. How about that, sucker? But I don't think we're worthy to be the ones who grant them forgiveness. I sensed your doubts about your worthiness to bear the title of Fatebound. Your disappointment in your mentor has led you to this trial, where the truth will finally be revealed to you. Fatebound, show Legrand what you are worth. Stay focused, everyone. This won't be an easy fight. Alright, we gotta kill Scatia first. Their home is closer to them than Legrand. This tree is whack. This tree's got some issues, to say the least. Maybe we'll actually kill Zom first. I can exploit more of his weaknesses. They both have a crazy amount of HP. Yeah, you resist water. We have you guard. Beautiful. They have a crazy amount of HP when they aren't in your party, I see. Fair game, yep. Nah, it's called PvP scaling. Oh, man. Alright, we're getting kind of bodied over here. Aw, crap. We might just die. No, I haven't saved. Mr. Bayou. This is super bad. Do I risk it? Nah, we're not gonna risk it. Good thing I didn't risk it. Everyone go after her. Dang it. You might get one shot. Okay. I need to put vitality into her. She is squish-tacular. He's still not dead. Okay. Dang it, I wasn't ready for that. Okay. See if we're gonna try to go for some silences on her. I'll try rebuilding his HP here. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. Well, that was actually really good damage. We'll see. She's gonna use her ability here. And going to be very bad for me. Alright, that perfect was perfect. Perfect timing to get the perfect. You ain't gonna do no damage to me, sucker! Got her. Good thing for Eris. He's got the bomb diggity weapon. Okay. Yeah, where was I going with you? Oh yeah, I was going strength. You need some HP. Really, really badly. You know what? Let's just go ahead and... actually... No, let's not do that. 15 strength. We don't care about luck right now. And 15 agility for wind blast. We can work on that later though. For you... Got 6 points. We need 25, 30 strength. We need a ton of agility. I'm gonna go like that. Darn, they were tough. Yeah, that was close. We almost lost. Come on, I think it's safe to tend to their wounds now. Yes, okay. Come on, please wake up. Calm down, Miss Arya. I don't think anyone is gravely wounded. Lady Scotia, can you hear me? Yes, loud and clear, darling. Azam? Sure, I can hear you too. What happened? We are undergoing the trial of the Rashua tree. Then what just happened to us? Alright, let me explain. We have failed the test and... I understand. Thank you, Miss Arya. Wait, was Was that them explaining everything? Is okay. Lady Scantia, the tree also said that you have to make peace with your past. Can you move on from your past now? Done a terrible thing, and I just don't know how to forgive myself. The Roshua tree told us to grant you forgiveness and mercy. And would you do that? Would you forgive me, Eris? I'm not sure that I'm the person who should grant you. I destroyed your homeland, Eris. You wouldn't have been stuck in Shapur if I hadn't. Free your spirits from guilt. Free your souls from the isolation of the past. What? Who said that? That was the Roshua tree. It has spoken to us. Oops, did I? There can be no redemption without forgiveness. Forgive yourselves, then seek forgiveness from those whom you have deceived. For forgiveness is the only thing that can guide you to redemption. I forgive her, Roshua tree, but I don't know if I can trust her again after all that. Massaria, I don't know, or I know it's not easy, but we must our past behind us now. Must put our past behind us now? She lied to our faces for committing genocide. Was it genocide? I mean, I guess. I guess. Yet she has redeemed herself. For many years did she bear the true verses. Your biggest mistake lies in how you have not been honest with them, how you have hidden the truth from them. As the mentor of the fate-bound, you have failed to earn their trust. And as an Aosis, you have failed to keep your family together. You exposed them to doubt and left them disillusioned. Prove that you are the rightful mentor of the fate-bound. The tree has spoken. I'm still finding it difficult to. You gave me a chance, Miss Arya, but why won't you do the same for Lady Scatia? You're different, Azam. You didn't kill for... There is no difference. What I have done may be even worse. I have killed so many people with my own hands, knowing full well what I did. Lady Scatia, on the other hand, she didn't wipe the cursed Norns out with her own hand, nor did she do it intentionally. Haven't we all made mistakes? And don't we all deserve forgiveness? Miss Arya, you need to see the bigger picture here. Lady Scatia didn't do what she did out of cruelty. On the contrary, she was... Zam, that's enough. Please, it's all right. Give her some time to process all of this. The past is gone, and it is beyond thy power to change it. Prove yourself once more. Ease their doubts, and they will have no reason to turn you away. It really is up to them now whether or not to accept me or not. You began the trial as one, and so shall you finish it as one. You shall not be the one to decide your own worth. That judgment must be left to the armament. Now the time has come for the fate-bound to summon the armament. Let the gay assail determine who is worthy. It will decide if you are the rightful mentor of the fate-bound. You, as well as Lazarus, has borne the true verses as the seed of your redemption. You shall seek forgiveness from the company and redeem yourself completely. Okay, all right, I'll try. The time has come. Call forth the gay assail. When the lands are stained with the cold winter's rise, the chosen souls turn the blizzard to rain. The fated ones shall meet their demise, and the victor lets the sun rise again. Wow, 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 what's going on here? Her spell, it worked. Yeah, it had the ... at the end, so it just cut the long explanation. Really, what's a little genocide? It worked. Lady Scatia is the true spellbearer. So this is the legendary armament. We are witnessing an artifact dated beyond any man's earliest history. It is magnificent. Azam spitting the truth? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Azam was the bomb diggity. Let me just say that. Also, while we're here, while we're all on the uptake, let's go ahead and make a prediction the protege is going to show up, and he's going to steal it from us. Because video games. Soon it will choose one of you. Of course it's going to choose Scotia. I mean, come on. It's a spear, isn't it? The Fatebound have come to claim the armament. Their duty has called for the armament. I, the Roshua Tree, the keeper of the Gaia Sail, hereby call upon the armament to seek the righteous one. The armament has chosen its rightful wielder. What I say? Did the armament just... It chose Lady Scotia. How is this possible? You are indeed full of surprises, Lady Scotia. Well, I've got to admit it, I'm a little jealous. No, it must be a mistake. The armament should have chosen one of them instead of me. It's not for you to decide. You can't deny it. But why? Why me? The armament has chosen you. Its choice is final and cannot be questioned, for the armament has sensed your courage. Have you not done this deed? The cursed Norns could have done far worse. In your youth, you were the only one courageous enough to make such a decision. Whether or not you were aware of the consequences, such a decision can never be easy. Your method may have seemed cruel and evil to most people, but you were able to prevent fear from stopping you. In order to protect the land and its people, you did dare to take the blame for this act upon yourself. Not many people would envy you this. And since then, you have never hesitated when you were instructed to guard Phineas and protect the Dathi tree. And again, you did not hesitate to undergo this judgment, knowing that you may not survive. Your family and your company may find it hard to understand you, to understand your thoughts and your actions. Now bear the armament and follow in the footsteps of the heroes. But wield it with great caution, use it only in times of need. Hey. It's all decided now. We don't have any reason to turn Lady Scotia away. Because she has the armament, I guess we have to forgive her now, because if we just drive her away, then we're lacking an armament. It's like we can't kill her to get the armament, so we might as well just accept her into the group. Also, that tree root in the back there is doing the same thing that it was in the battles, and also the seam right there, I don't think that's fully connected. I think you might be able to see through it. I'm not sure. You've been proven worthy, and I don't think we can doubt you anymore. We Fatebound can't continue our journey without the armament, so I guess we've got to stick together. Mr. Roshua is right. You were fighting for a better tomorrow. Even more people would have lost their home or family if you hadn't stopped the cursed Norns. So will you forgive me, Eris? Phineas might be the Norn homeland, but as you know, it was never really my home. I shouldn't be angry about things that happened in Phineas in the past when I know so little about them. Thank you so much, Eris. Now it's up to you, Arya. Can you find it in your heart to forgive me and allow me to go on this journey with you again? Arya, will you accept my apology? No. I'm the one who should apologize, Lady Scotia. I'm so sorry. I should have known that you did what you did for the sake of Legrand. Knowing that you forgive me is enough. You don't need to apologize. Come on, let's leave this place. We've gotten what we came for. Wyvern's Judgment. So, is it a new weapon? No, she still has the dragon spear. Huh. Because we have to find some way to extend this content. Immersion. Look at all this forced reconciliation. Yeah, it's a little forced. I'll give you that one. Let's see. That's a column. Dragon's Judgment, though, requires 55 intelligence. Oof. Let's go ahead and go there, and I guess we're gonna work on that intelligence because Dragon's Judgment is a single target. Unleash one of the secret arts of the Dragoon. Hard to hit, but devastating damage. Hard to hit. That doesn't bring me a lot of happiness, I guess. Although at 60 strength, we get Holy Spear. Whatever. We do need intelligence because her magic attack is based off of it, and she's not going to be doing auto attacks forever in her life. Did that say upgraded? Come on, stream. Yes, it did. Alright, so we need 60 strength for Shell. I believe that's everybody. Yep. And it seems like even though some people were outside of the group, they still got experience or something like that. Maybe? I go down this. I can. Which means that I can go down this one probably. Aha! Oh. Okay. Oh, that was going to be something totally and completely different.